Good morning. Right, today is Mini Main day. Here with Sheila. We are just heading off out for the day. I'm going to play poker again. Sheila's going to go exploring in Vegas. Okay, what I want to do is just to touch on the hand I played last night to bust out with, the Jack 2 hand. No excuses or justification. I just shouldn't have played the hand. But in the moment, that's what it was. So nothing else to say other than I got it wrong. So we'll learn from that. I'm going to move on, and today we're going to do really, really well in the mini main. I feel like all week has been building up to this one. This was the one I really wanted to do well in. This is where I've been focusing my attention, building up to. I am going to be playing every hand with 100% conviction. I don't mean I'm playing every hand. I mean, in my head, I'm going to be assessing every single hand and trying to work out what is the right decision to make, whether that's fold or play or whatever. So today's main focus is on decision making. And if I get that right and I get some cards to cooperate with me, then I can make day two. 100% I have the ability to make day two. Whether or not the cards feel the same or not, but that's what I'm focusing on, that's what I'm preparing for, and that's what I'm going to work towards. So that's it. I'll update you again in a bit. Wish me luck today, I'm going to need it. Okay, so today's t-shirt, we've got DC, we are Flash, we are going to just ride the lightning and destroy all the competition, and we're just going to get to the end of these 22 levels, and that's going to be it. We're just going to be in day two. Okay, we're in the horseshoe side today. This is where we're going to live for the next 12 or 13 hours. Our table is 499 red, seat 6, so we're going to be there. This one means a lot. We're going to run good in this one. First break. Until 10 minutes ago, we'd never been lower than 57k and never been higher than 63k. It's very disciplined, not many hands to speak about, no real chance of getting into trouble. We won a couple of small pots, we lost a couple of small pots. And then in the last 10 minutes before break, we've got two big hands, ace queen on a queen high flop, betting each street, on the river, the villain, got two pair. And then last hand before the break, we've got ace 7 with the ace of spades on the big blind. Two people, one person min-raised, the other's called, obviously call. Flop is 3 spades, so we've now got the nuts flush draw. I check, bet, call. Miss the turn, check, bet, call. Miss the river, check, bet, fold. And that hand cost me 7,500 on its own. So not the best end to the session, but before that, very, very disciplined play. There's reasons why I had to play both those hands. If I wasn't playing those hands, then there'd be something wrong. So I can't be concerned about anything. I just didn't hit when I needed to play them. So that's it. 4 levels down, 18 to go, and I'm just taking it one level at a time. Okay, real quick one. We've got to the end of level 8. Got 39,000 left from 60. Did get it up to 70,000. Had pocket kings and we were with a full house. All in against another woman who had less than me. She got a lesser full house, so got up to 70,000. That's the only bright spot in 8 levels. I've had 7 or possibly 8 occasions where I have flopped the nuts flush draw, and I've either called an aggressive bet or made an aggressive bet on each time and missed turn and river each time. If I just get 1 or 2 of those, I'm sitting on over 100,000. That's the reality of this. The fact is, I'm playing well, I'm getting hands, and I'm not connecting any of them. And if that doesn't change, then I'm going to be out soon. And that's not being negative, that's being realistic. If you are getting the nuts draw and missing every single time, you can't win. So I'm feeling frustrated while I'm on break. When I go back, I promise you I'm going to be focused in and just making the right decisions and just playing each hand at a time, not thinking about what's happened before. And if I get a nuts flush draw on the flop again, I'm going to do exactly the same. I'm going to bet it. And if I continue to miss everything, then it's going to be a short day. So overall, frustration. This day could be so much better because I'm playing well, I'm picking spots. I made a great fold on the river when 5-5-5 on the board and I've got a pair in my hand and the guy bets 18,000. What's he got there other than a pair that's beating me? So I got full house and I folded and I showed him my hand and he didn't show me, but I know he had me beat and it was a great fold. So you know that's just proving to me I'm playing well, I'm making the right decisions. Look, if I'm not aggressively playing the ace high nuts flush draw, then I'm playing it wrong. But I'm not playing it wrong, I'm playing it right. I am betting, I am calling bets. If people are betting into me with the nuts flush draw, I'm calling it. I'm not re-raising and trying to frighten them off. I'm just going to let them bet. I just need to hit 1 or 2 of them, that's all. Going back to 1600 big blinds, so I've got 39, probably about 24, 25 big blinds, which is stupidly low for how good I've been playing. I don't need to do anything drastic yet, but if I get another couple of hands where I've got a great hand and I miss everything, then I'm probably going to be in shove fold territory. Let's deal with that as and when it happens. So at the moment, I'm still doing everything I can. I'm playing well. Just at the moment, the poker gods are playing games with me. Okay, that's it. I'm going to go and get myself set up for restart. Until next time. Okay, this one is going to be a little bit different than normal because I'm not a happy bunny. It's been about 4 hours now since I bust out of the Mini Main, and I've got to be honest, this one hurt big time. So you remember I reported on the last break that I'd had at least 7 occurrences where I'd had the nuts flush draw on the flop and missed every one. And when I say the nuts flush draw, I mean that after the flop, I've got 4 of a certain suit, including the ace. In all occasions, the ace was in my hand and not on the board, apart from one, which I had the Queen Jack of spades and the Ace King was on the board. So effectively that gives me the nuts flush as well. I've also got a royal flush draw on that one as well. So I've missed all of those. You'll remember me also saying on the last break that things needed to change and I needed to start hitting stuff. Well, within two levels of the restart, I had Queen, King of clubs. I called a raise, didn't win that pot. Then a few hands later, I had Ace Jack of hearts. I opened with a 2.5x raise. Got a caller, didn't win that pot. The next one was interesting. I'd got pocket tens. Guy raised just 2x. I thought about jamming because I'd got about 28,000 left at the time, which was about 14 big blinds. But I thought in that position I didn't need to jam. So I called, the flop came down, ace, ace, king. He jammed, I folded, he turned over an ace. And then just paid a few blinds, got down to around 22,000, I think it was. Short stack jammed. I think he'd got about 16,000. I got pocket jacks. Obviously, I go all in. Everyone folds. He turns over Jack King. The guy next to me says, I folded a king. So he's got 2 kings to hit and he hits one on the river. And that leaves me with 3 big blinds. And then about 3 or 4 hands later, I get 10 Jack of clubs, and I think that's good enough to try and get it in with. And I run into queens and I'm out. Now, I know that's poker, and I know you're going to run good sometimes, and you're going to win hands that you shouldn't win. But I won one sizable pot all day, and that was when I made the king's full house on the river to knock the lady out when she got a smaller full house. I didn't get a full double up on that because she was short stacked at the time. Every other hand I've lost. And I know people might view this and say, I don't believe you can't run that badly. Why have I got to lie? My main reason for doing these vlogs is so that I've got a learning tool for myself, so that I can review stuff back. And if I lie, then what's the point in me doing it? This is generally what happened. 7, I'm aware of, possibly 8 instances where I've got the nuts flush draw on the flop, lost every one, then lost 4 hands in a row, king queen, ace jack, 10-10, jack jack against king jack. The bust out hand is irrelevant because it could have been any 2 remotely connected cards and I'd have had to play them in that position. That's the facts. What's also the facts is that I took this one very hard, and it's taken me a long time to be able to think that I can pick the phone up and record this. For about the first hour, I did a very, very, very good impression of Gordon Ramsay, and it wouldn't have been suitable to put onto film. I'm still trying to reconcile how I can miss every single hand like that over the course of one single tournament, and for it to also be the tournament that mattered the most to me. It's very hard to do this and to try to stay positive and to try to stay objective, but that's what I've got to try and do. I've got to record these hands fairly and honestly, so that they are there for me to learn from. So that's the factual side of things. The next thing I'm going to say now is, and I make no apologies for this, it is a message purely for myself. And that is, just because this happened and you suffered this cluster of bad results, it doesn't mean you can't play poker. It doesn't mean you don't know what you're doing. And it doesn't mean that it will happen again. And I need to hear those words myself, and I need to try and believe them. And that's the big thing for me now, that I've got to take that on board. Because I believe it's true, and I just need to believe it. So sorry for the downbeat tone of this one, but this one's a selfish one for me, so that I can deal with this one myself. That's it for today. I'm not fully decided what I'm going to do tomorrow yet, but depending on where I am mentally and emotionally in the morning, then I'll make that decision then. But until then, that's it for today. Thank you.